We saw the girls on tour versus the Outcasts go at it tonight on Joseline's Cabaret, New York, the reunion, and you better believe we're going to talk about it. Welcome back to Damien After Dark. You're watching the official Joseline's Cabaret, New York after show. So excited you guys are here to join me. Before we get started, make sure you get subscribed to the channel by clicking the subscribe button right below this video. Also, click the bell icon and turn on your post notifications so you never miss a beat. I would also appreciate it if you guys like this video by clicking the thumbs up button. When you like this video, that helps me get into the algorithm, so I appreciate all the support and the love. If you would like to donate to the channel, you can donate. In the description box will be ways that you can donate using Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle. I will also include my Amazon wish list down there as well for those that want to take that route. Last but not least, join the conversation. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about the reunion. Never thought we would get here. Part 1 of the Joseline's Cabaret New York reunion. The season ended a few weeks ago, so it's been a minute since we saw our Cabaret girls. And a lot of people said, you know, what's the point of them having a reunion this season? Nothing happened. This season was boring. I don't think the season was necessarily boring. Was it the best season ever? No, but there were some takeaways from it. There were some explosive moments, and we saw tonight, baby, it went down between the girls that I like to call Joseline's minions, the girls who are on the tour, the girls who are on Joseline's good side right now and making money with her, so they'll do and say anything to stay on her good side. Those girls versus the girls who have been outcasts, like Lucky and Daisy and Raven, right? Mainly Lucky and Daisy, because those are the girls we see that are having to do all the fighting. So the show opens with a Joseline performance. Would it be the Cabaret without the show opening? Without a Joseline performance? No. The show opens with Joseline performing live on the reunion stage, and I don't know what song she's performing. I never heard of it, but it was terrible. I don't know why she didn't take that opportunity to perform one of her more known songs that we know, like Drop, 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 Drop. I drop your ass on you, or Doom Cha Cha. You know, I would have had all the girls come out, and I would have had Joseline perform Doom Cha Cha. We had to see y'all rehearse it and learn it the whole season. Why not perform it now? And let's see if Andrea can actually keep up. Let's see if Andrea can actually stay in sync. So we see the girls in their dressing rooms, and obviously enough and interestingly enough, they have all the girls separated. They got the girls who are on the tour, who are in the Cabaret, the minions. They've got them in a dressing room. Then they've got the girls, the outcasts, in a dressing room, which are pretty much Raven and Diamond and Daisy and Lucky. Even though Diamond's not really an outcast, she's still in there. And then we got the girls who are not on the tour, but aren't necessarily outcasts. Holiday, Spin, and Wet Wet. Which I'm still kind of confused as to why Wet Wet, Holiday, or Spin never made the Cabaret. Why they're not on tour, making the big bucks with the girls. What happened? We never saw. They never showed why, how, when Joseline chose the girls that she chose to be in the Cabaret. I thought that was confusing. If she didn't choose Holiday or Wet Wet or Spin, why not? And why didn't we get to see that? Because Spin, I saw her on her Instagram page. She's actually very, very talented when it comes to pole work. And I'm surprised they didn't have her a part of the Cabaret. And then we got Diamond. Y'all remember Diamond from the Cabaret Las Vegas last season. Her best friend was Raven. They both left like in episode 1 or 2. Diamond's sitting up here pregnant as can be, damn near ready to pop. And it's like, girl, why are you here? Why are you here? You were here for 1 episode. You're pregnant. like, Zeus has got this thing about bringing pregnant women around these dangerous ass situations. I mean, these girls be scrapping and fighting on stage like it ain't nobody's business. So why does Diamond need to be around that? I just didn't get why she was there. And she said 2 words the whole time. Now, one of the girls in the trailer asks Diamond, why did you leave? What happened? And Diamond says that she found out she was pregnant, and that's why she left. Now, I'm like, okay, now why couldn't Zeus have given us a confessional by her explaining what happened? Because it just looked like she dipped off. Y'all remember? As soon as Joseline chokeslammed Raven, it was like Diamond dipped the fuck out. So I remember talking to y'all here on the after show. I said, I bet Diamond dipped the fuck out because she was afraid she was going to get chokeslammed next. Because her friend just got it. The whole time she found out she was pregnant. They could have just told us that. Now, Raven tells Daisy and Lucky, because keep in mind, we got Raven and Diamond in the trailer with Lucky and Daisy, and they're all talking, kind of shit-talking Joseline a little bit. And Raven says she's still mad at Joseline, and that she never wants to work with her again, and that her life is much more peaceful with her in it. Hello, we could have told you that, Raven. But hell, you was too enamored by the celebrity lifestyle, and you were too enamored by hanging out with celebrities like Joseline and her putting you on the private jet and all this, that you sold your soul for it. You sold your dignity and your pride. You were willing to be talked to like shit. You were willing to be abused and treated like dirt in order to fly on these jets and, you know, hang out with Joseline and do all this shit. Until you couldn't put up with it no more. The choke slam was the last straw, I guess, for her. Lucky says that Joseline tells all the girls to go do big things outside of the cabaret. Joseline tells them they should grow outside the cabaret and you know, do bigger things. But Lucky says as soon as you get too big, Joseline doesn't like it. And I can see that. And I agree with that. She wants to, I've never seen her encourage the girls to do bigger things outside of the cabaret, but if she does, I can see that it's a lie. She doesn't want those girls to do anything bigger and better than her. To Joseline, those girls are beneath her. They're her workers, they're strippers, they're whores, and that's all that they are to her. That's all she's proven to me time and time again. Daisy said that she switches up on you. And we've seen that, right? We've watched that before our very eyes. Joseline will be sweet as pie. How you doing, babe? What's up, girl? How you doing, sweetheart? And next minute, you're a slut, bitch, dick-sucking whore, cock-sucking slut, pig, bitch. You're everything under the sun. Now, this drama between Spin and Holiday, I just really don't give a fuck about. I didn't give a fuck about until Holiday runs up on Spin and fucks her up in a way. Not really say fucks her up, but she definitely puts, you know, she definitely runs up on her and puts her hands on her. And it all stems from Spin just now bringing up that she thought Holiday picked on her a lot in the house. And it's just like, girl, why didn't you bring this up in the house? And if she did, they didn't air it. But I'm just like, okay, if y'all didn't air it then, why are we airing and talking about it now? Because this whole thing, oh, you made fun of what I wear. You did this and you did this. And it's like, Spin, come on now. And Holiday even said on stage during the reunion, I've apologized to this girl multiple times. Because at this point, Spin, it looks like you're just pulling this out of your ass for a storyline and to have something for y'all to talk about at the reunion. Because let's face it, there wasn't much for y'all to talk about at this reunion. But my thing is, here's the thing with Spin. She's spinning it, no pun intended, into her being a victim. Because let's face it, they were sitting there in that dressing room. Right? This is the facts of what happened as we saw as the viewers. They're sitting there in the dressing room. They're talking about this issue that, oh, Holiday, you picked on me the whole season. So Holiday tells Spin, you said on social media that when you see me, it's up. And Spin says, yeah, it is up. It's up right now. And Spin starts taking her shoes off. So when Holiday runs up on that ass and tagged that ass, all of a sudden, Spin, it's a problem. And all of a sudden, when she puts the paws on you, you're the victim. She just ran up on me. Oh my God, I learned something from each and every one of you girls this season, and she just ran up on me. Oh, Spin, if only you knew how ridiculous you look. She looks so ridiculous. Like, what are you doing, homegirl? What are you doing? I would love to know from you guys, though, whose side are you on in this situation? Spin or Holiday? Because Spin trying to run with this narrative that Holiday is a bully and all this and that. It's like, no, you provoked the girl and you told her when you see her, it's up. And then you started taking your shoes off like you wanted to fight. It's just like on Baddies when T drops her bag and rolls her sleeves up, saying, let's go. And then Rolly bops her upside the head, and all of a sudden, T's the victim. It's the same situation here. Like, y'all asked for the ass whooping, and then when you get the ass whooping, you're the victim. And I can tell that Zeus has been listening and been watching the after shows and been listening to the fan feedback, because after the whole fight, Spin says, fuck the dialogue, fuck that, I want to fight, fuck the dialogue. And I'm just like, wait a minute, that's what we've been saying a lot. We want dialogue at the reunions. We don't want them just to be fighting like animals that were just let out of a cage. And it's like, you know, if you think about it, and maybe I'm reading too far into it, but why is she saying dialogue? Fuck the dialogue. I feel like the producers told everyone, we want to make sure we get some dialogue this reunion. We don't want just fighting. I feel like they emphasized to the cast members, dialogue, we should be talking, at least, you know, get some talking out and not just all fighting. Which furthermore proves that they've been watching the after shows and they've been listening to the fan feedback. Finally, you ought to. 4 seasons later, you finally listen to us, and when we tell y'all we don't want to watch a reunion for 2 or 3 episodes that's nothing but drawn out fights back to back. Now, do y'all think Holiday was wrong to run up? I don't. Because my thing is, if I'm sitting there with somebody and I tell them, I'm sitting there with somebody who has told me that the next time they see me, they're going to run up. And I tell that person, you said next time you see me, you was going to run up. And the person starts taking their shoes off. Okay, bitch, I'm fixing to pop you too. We're fixing to fight. If you're taking your shoes off, you're obviously about to run up on me, right? Yes, and you know, Holiday is a bigger girl. She's bigger boned. She's stout. She's thick. She is bigger than Spin, but y'all know that size does not always matter when it comes to fighting. You can be little and beat somebody big's ass. You can be big and beat somebody little's ass. It just depends on how skilled of a fighter you are, I guess. Now, Joseline goes and talks to both of the girls. She talks to Spin and she talks to Holiday. And she ends up saying, okay, look, because Spin is pissed at this point and she wants to beat Holiday's ass so bad she wants to take her face off, as she's saying. So Joseline goes and gets both of the girls, gets both of their sides of the stories, and says, okay, look, y'all want one more fade together? Come on. She takes them outside in the parking lot and lets them both fight it out. Did anybody beat anybody's ass? No. However, if we had to judge it off who got the most licks in, Holiday had more licks in that I saw. I didn't see Spin land any licks at all. That's just what these eyes saw. Now, after about 30-45 minutes of all this Spin and Holiday drama that we've got, we finally get to the somewhat part of the reunion. Jess Hilarious is hosting the reunion along with Janisha, of course. So we see them talking to Joseline. We see them talking to one another. Jess Hilarious says that Wet Wet was her favorite cast member. Which, I mean, anybody watching this season would probably say the same, because this cast of girls that they had were not that interesting. I'm sorry, let's just be real. If we had to, think about it, if you had to bring back a girl next season to the Cabaret, who would you bring back? there's really no girls that was exciting enough to bring back, in my opinion. I'd bring back Wet Wet. She's the only girl that I would bring back. And believe it or not, I actually liked Holiday. I really did. I actually liked her, and I would like to see her back. I know a lot of people probably didn't, but I liked her. You know, another fun fact I wrote in my notes, y'all, that I think is funny. I love how this show was called Joseline's Cabaret in New York, but we saw no New York at all. First of all, the girls lived in a house in Jersey. Should have been called Joseline's Cabaret, Jersey. I mean, they came to New York to perform, but we really never saw any of the city. We never saw any of the city lights. We never saw any of the girls, you know, walking down the streets in the city talking to one another, or going to have lunch in the city to discuss the drama in the house, or, I mean, anything. I don't understand why nobody at Zeus thought of any of these ideas. Your show is called Joseline's Cabaret New York. The main character is New York next to Joseline. Why didn't we showcase New York City? Duh. Just, I don't know. So the reunion starts. We find out that Egypt and Natural are in some sort of relationship, which we all kind of saw that coming. Because, I mean, they were kind of flirty and stuff there towards the end anyway. Let's see. So, reunion starts. Everybody's talking. They're doing their little thing. Small talk. How are you? How have you been doing since the show ended? Yada, yada, yada. Then Diamond and Raven come out on stage. They introduce Diamond and Raven on stage. And immediately, Joseline comes at Raven for nothing. And she's like, why are you coming out here, Raven, in tennis shoes with all this attitude and energy? And Raven literally has said nothing really at this point. Yes, she's got on a hoodie and tennis shoes, but she's like, what are you talking about? What energy? I don't have any energy or attitude. And it's just like, Joseline was so upset at this girl's presence. It was obvious. Like, why are you, so what did this girl do to you, Joseline? Same thing with Lucky. She was so upset with Lucky for so long and it didn't make sense. What? Because Lucky went on Big Lex's show? Grow up, Joseline. Grow up. These girls are not fucking indebted to you for life because you gave them a chance to be on your show. Come on now. And I know that Raven didn't do anything bad enough to warrant that. I remember it was something she did at the beginning of the season. Raven, I can't remember. But it doesn't warrant the way that Joseline's treated her this entire time. And the girl walked out on stage and breathed the wrong way. And Joseline was down her throat. She's just such a cunt. Look, it has to be exhausting being around this woman. No, Joseline ultimately ends up kicking Raven off the stage. I mean, this girl did nothing wrong. Kicked her off the stage. And I just don't even understand why they invited Diamond and Raven there. They didn't really get a chance to explain themselves, say their piece or anything. I mean, Diamond did, but they were like, Diamond, do you have anything else to say? No, y'all look great. That's all she really said. It's like, girl, get you and your pregnant belly up out of here. You are boring. You are like watching paint dry. At least Raven was a little bit more entertaining. I can give Raven that. But like, I mean, they should, like, Diamond, is that even your real name? Because it's giving Ruby at this point. No shade. It's giving Ruby, sis. But yeah, you know, Raven didn't get a fair chance. She really didn't. Because I would have really liked to seen her in the Cabaret. Because she was a pretty good dancer on Joseline's Cabaret Las Vegas. And I would like to seen her, how she interacted and engaged with the other girls. I would have liked to have seen Diamond there too. Even though she wasn't the most exciting. But just, I liked Diamond and Raven together too. As a little packaged friendship. They were little shit stirs. But yeah, it just sucks that they weren't on the season. I hate that they weren't on this season. I wish it could have worked out differently. Because, I'm sorry, if it wasn't for Lucky, Daisy, and Wet Wet, this season probably would have been bad with the girls that they had. The OG girls really had to come back and pull the weight because the new girls sucked. Besides Holiday, I liked Holiday, but T-Love was trash and weak. Egypt was weak. Who was the other girls? What's that one girl's name with the big booty? That's the stripper. Looks like a ventriloquist dummy. I can't think of her name. Precious, she was weak. Andrea was weak. Danny, oh, super weak. Danny and Andrea were the weakest of the fucking bunch. And by the way, speaking of Diamond and Raven, what kind of friend was Diamond to sit up there while they all shit-talked Raven, mainly Joseline? Joseline sitting up there ragging and going in on Raven the entire time. And not one time did Diamond have her friends back. And this was a perfect opportunity for you to have your friends back because you're pregnant. These girls can't do nothing to you. They can't attack you or anything. So this was the moment to be like, yo, let's ease up on my friend here. Because she didn't do nothing wrong. She ain't said nothing. She came out here sitting pretty, not saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's so scared of Joseline. They want to bow down to her. I wouldn't even came to the reunion. I would have said, look, I'm not coming to this reunion if I can't cuss this bitch out the way I want to cuss her out. Now, next, they introduce Daisy and Lucky, my other favorites from the season, aside from Wet Wet. They introduced Daisy and Lucky. And I guess since Joseline and the producers knew that they had nothing else going on, really, for this reunion, they really didn't have any drama to talk about for this reunion, that they would, you know, get the most boring girls on the season to run up on Daisy and Lucky, because that's what happened. Daisy and Lucky come out, and you got the most boring backpedaling and pussy-popping, ass-licking minions on the show. Andrea and Danny literally run up run up on Daisy and Lucky when they come out. And Daisy says, "Will the real Puerto Rican princess please stand up?" Daisy came out trying to get under Joseline's skin and trying to entice her, and I loved it. But we see Danny and Andrea run up, the two weakest bitches on the show that didn't do shit in all 12 episodes. Now that the reunions came around and y'all saw how boring and lame as fuck you were the whole season, now you want to try to get your lick back and try to look like something because you know you were lame the whole fucking season and y'all know it. Now y'all trying to redeem yourselves and pick me. Look at me. I told y'all I'm entertaining. Look at me. It's giving desperate. And did y'all notice how when the girls were coming out, Daisy and Lucky, did y'all notice how Joseline was like, get them? Like, they had all this planned. Joseline and the producers, allegedly, but I see right through it. They had this concocted. They put the bug in their ear. When Daisy and Lucky come out, run up on them. And because Andrea and Danny are so desperate and thirsty to be a part of the cabaret, the same way Danny and Raven were at one point. Not Danny and Raven. Diamond and Raven were at one point. Diamond and Raven were once in that position. Lucky and Daisy was once in that position. And now it's Danny and Andrea. And they're the little minion girls, and they're loving the clout and the fame and the money that comes to be a part of the cabaret, that they'll do whatever Joseline says for them to do. Joseline can tell them to jump. They'll say how high. Joseline could tell them to eat her pussy from the back, and they'll tell her how you want us to lick it, up, down, left, or right. And it's just sad to see these girls. I hate seeing minions, people who don't have a brain for shit, and they be just straight up followers. That's what these girls are. They're followers. Once the cabaret tour is over, Danny and Andrea, y'all are done for. Y'all think y'all are coming back for season 5 of the cabaret? You're boring as shit. You won't be back. So enjoy your last little few minutes of clout and fame. like, for me, I think the most shocking one for me was really Danny. Because it's like, girl, you walked around all season looking like the Goof Troop. Looking like Goofy. Duh. Like, that's literally how she was. Making all these little funny faces and doing these little stupid walks and shade. But you sitting there buff as fuck, buffer than me. And now, all of a sudden, you want to run up and start fighting folks and shit. I don't appreciate that. I get so invested in these shows, y'all. Like, I'd be like, I just don't appreciate that in her, because she didn't have none of that smoke all season. And now that somebody's hyped her up and put a battery in her back, she want to fight. She wants her moment. Y'all notice every season it's like Joseline and her minions versus the outcast. Anybody that Joseline does not like, that she puts out, that she outcasts from the cabaret, she expects all her minions to fight her battles for her. I mean, it's pretty much Lucky and Daisy versus Danny and Andrea at this point. The other girls are pretty much just sitting out on it. And now I may be speaking too soon, but that's what I appreciate about Egypt and Precious, the other two girls, and because they just sat back. They're like, I'm not a minion, because I can't really consider Precious and Egypt minions, because they're and natural, because they're not jumping in on this Daisy and Lucky hate train. They sitting back like, look, we just here to get our check. Y'all want to fight? Go ahead. Y'all go ride a motherfucking head. So I appreciate that. I did see, what's her name? Hell, I forgot. The one that wore the bad wigs all season. Yummy. Yummy ran up. So, Yummy, you're a minion, too. You ran up on Daisy and Lucky for no reason. You had no beef with those girls, but you did it because you knew it was going to be 3 of y'all versus 2 of y'all, and you thought it was going to be some cool points from Joseline for you. When in reality, Joseline going to always talk about you, talk about them wigs, talk about your teeth, talk about everything. Now, next week, we see Joseline on stage crying, which I'm very interested to see what breaks the Puerto Rican princess to where she's up here crying, talking about that shit that Daisy and Lucky pulled up on this stage tonight. That shit's so fucked up. In my 15 years of doing this, I ain't never seen no shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck did Daisy and Lucky do? It can't be no different than you and your husband Ballistic jumping on Amber Ali the way y'all did in last season reunion. It can't be no worse than that. And allegedly, I say that, but I mean, we can allege it all day long, but Amber Ali issued a lawsuit to Zeus because of that. It's out there. Amber said it on YouTube interviews. Anyways, I'm very impressed with part 1 of the reunion. I was pretty sure we were just going to get dressing room talk the entire time, but we actually got some dialogue. The host actually got to ask questions. So far, I was actually impressed with part 1 reunion. I'm very interested to hear what you guys think about it. Make sure you join the conversation below in the comment section and let me know what you thought about part 1 of the reunion. Make sure you also click the subscribe button and turn on your post notifications so you never miss a beat. Also, click the thumbs up button and like this video. That way you help us get into the algorithm so more people like yourself can find us here, okay? Last but not least, if you want to donate to the channel, you can donate below. In the description box, there are ways that you can donate using Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle. My Amazon wish list is also there for those who want to donate. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't checked out the Baddies East after show for episode 8, it's available right now. I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. See ya.